Okay, this will be part 3 of completing and submitting my 10th and final for this project uh, storybook, whatever, audiobook for this project of children's books. I should say 10, and this one is The Tortoise and the Hare. And this is the final, this is what I ended up using for the final. Now, you'll see the tortoise looks a little smarmy here. He's supposed to be stoic and ill, not showing ill will to the rabbit, although it looks like he's being a little sarcastic there or whatever. So what I did is for the final cover, I erased that eye that looks like it's kind of looking at the tortoise, and you'll see, actually, open up the image here. That's for, here we go. Yeah, you see I created the eye. I should have made the pupil a little bigger, I guess. I made it bigger before, but then it looked a little odd when I had made the pupil bigger. I could keep working with the eye, with AI, no, just kidding, to make it better, but I think I'm going to leave it the way it is. And you can see I changed it. It's quite a difference from this. And also, you notice I pumped the contrast up, so it's a little nicer looking too. And he doesn't look like he's sarcastic now or thinking, stupid rabbit. He's just smiling and going, I'm just going to keep walking and pass him. And I could have showed a finish line and so on and so forth, but this is pretty good. And also the lettering, isn't that amazing? Now, let me show you. Give me a second. Is this the one? Yeah, with narration by R.A. Ross. The reason I have another one is I'm going to later, or I should say later tonight or probably tomorrow, I'm going to be doing a text version. And the reason we do a text version of the book as well as an audiobook version is in order to get it onto Audible, which is owned by Amazon, you have to also have the story as at least an ebook on Amazon, by the same author, like the same. Now, there are other versions of The Tortoise and the Hare, and they are different as far as the text. It's been abridged heavily, and it's told many different ways. So we need to have it match the audio version. So I've released a bunch of books on Amazon so far. Let's see if I can show you real quick some of the things we've done. Let's see. Search R.A. Ross. Just searching R.A. Ross might bring it. Yeah, here we go. Here's The Boy Who Cried Wolf. And I just found out somebody did buy the text version of this for $2.49. Somebody bought it, made 89 cents. Don't make very much. It's like 35%, but I make about a third. Yeah, about a third. And the reason is partly because it's a public domain. But there's The Boy Who Cried Wolf, and you can see I went through so many different covers to finally do this one. And remember, doesn't say narration by R.A. Ross because this is just for the text version. And yes, I've made one sale. And if we click here, R.A. Ross author, we'll see there's The Tale of Peter Rabbit, Adventures of Chatterer the Red Squirrel. There's Cinderella, which, interesting, they approved this design. They approved that cover, which is very Disney-esque. But they did, oh no, I forgot to, I've been doing very well. Well, there you go. The cat's out of the bag. I forgot to do the, I can fix that in Photoshop, and I forgot to. Oh well. But anyway, they did a really, just a beautiful job. And this is, again, for the text version, so my name's not on there. On some of the earlier ones I did with the text version, I did put like the the Beatrix Potter and Ari Ross, because I did change at least a little of the text here and there in all of these. And then I also got it from a source who got it to me and called AI. And they basically, ChatGPT can give you public domain. They can write out for you a version of a public domain story. And they've been doing very well, have been very, very good. I have had to change, again, a few things, but this one was a little more of an unknown one called Silvertip, and I added Kitten on a Mission, and only for $1.99. I think that was what was suggested. And I've been doing them for a little more, $3.49, partly because I have a lot of images. I have a lot of let's see if we can show at least one image. Yeah, I probably should show one image. Let's see. There we go. There's one of them. That's great. The three sisters. And then it took so many tries. I wasn't using Gemini so much back then, but using what I have been using for images. And what I did is I took the image from Gemini, and I had it animate it. Oh, that's really cool. And I can use that. I can do that by 9:16. If I can change that and then edit it down so you don't see it going backwards like that. But I did a bunch of those. That's using Midjourney. But Midjourney I was using for trying to create images like this. And it did great. It's great for album covers. But like for The Boy Who Cried Wolf, not quite. It tried. And it's very good. But Gemini did a better job. The images from Gemini were better. But you can sort of see my progress. That's a very good one. That's not bad either. Really. That's very artistic. That's Midjourney. Midjourney is great. Don't get me wrong. But as far as giving instructions and having it come out exactly the way I'm thinking, or very close to it, Gemini has been the best. ChatGPT creates images too. Now, when I needed a description, I haven't even read this. Step into the timeless world of Tortoise and the Hare, one of Aesop's most beloved fables, retold for young listeners with warmth and charm, narrated in the style of wise older British gentleman. That's the way I do it. The way I've been. The tortoise then went step by step, and that's the voice I'm using in all of these stories. With a delightful character. Wow, that's good. I told it British. Here's what I said. Right. I meant right. W-R-I. I used speech to text, and I didn't. Well, chat. It doesn't even try to say Ari. Even though I don't know your name, Ari. Ari. No. It's supposed to be W-R-I-T-E. Anyway, I'm producing Tortoise and the Hare and using an older British gentleman voice for a narrator and voicing character voices throughout the story. Include importance of lessons and morals learned for young listeners. Also, please give top 10 BISAC codes, which is something, see these? It needs, and there's like thousands or many, many hundreds of choices. And I tried going into the BISAC code website, and before I asked GPT, I thought, why don't I ask ChatGPT if it can just give me the top 4 and I tried it for my 3rd or 4th story, and it went, whoa, and it does it really well. In fact, this is my favorite, social themes and values and virtues. Yeah, very good. And I don't have to go through it. It's just, wow. And it has the numbers, which I don't really need, but and then a short, let's see how he does there. Narrated in the style of an older British gentleman and brought to life with delightful character voices. Wow, this audiobook offers a gentle and engaging listening experience. Yep, children will laugh at the boastful hare, cheer for the determined tortoise, and learn the lasting lesson that patience, humility, and perseverance are far more powerful than arrogance or haste. Perfect for family listening, bedtime, quiet moments. This classic tale reminds the little ones that slow and steady wins are at perfect. Beautiful. Usually I have to do 2 or 3 to get one that I really like, but I'm happy with that. Then I asked for keywords. It gives you a chance to put in, I could actually put in about 30 of these. It says keywords, but it always is multiple words. And I think that is, these days, when they say keywords, it actually is like a combination, like little phrases. And then I said, and then it says, would you like me to write a longer fairy tales description like we did for the ant and the grasshopper? It remembered from that. Wow. Unlike a little earlier, it was saying, Gemini was saying, I'm sorry, I cannot write text with the image, but we can do an image without the text. And I said to it, well, you did it for the ant and the grasshopper for me before, so can you please do that for here? And then it said, I'm so sorry, I had a lapse in memory. Sure, I'll go ahead and write text for you. Oh my God, that was hilarious. Like, instead of saying something like, I'm sorry, I had a different algorithm, instruction per computer code that did not take into account your earlier instruction, and it sometimes is random, and it randomly decided that I couldn't write text for you, but I will go ahead and do that since I did that for you before. It didn't say that. It was more like a person. I'm so sorry, I had a lapse in memory. It was hilarious. AI. It's scary, and right now it's fun and very, very helpful. Oh, wow. Okay, so we're going to go ahead and let's see how much time we have. Well, we'll use up the 30 minutes if we have to, but I'm going to take you through going through and actually setting this up with my agent. I call it my agent. It's called Voices by In Audio, and it's owned, I think, by Spotify now. And Spotify bought it. It used to be called Find a Way Voices. And I guess it's like people who had books and wanted audiobooks of them, they'd go through Find a Way Voices, like find a way to make my book an audiobook. And it was, several years ago they came up with that. Well, now it's called Voices by In Audio. It sounds better. I think they could maybe even come up with a better. But that's neither here nor there. Let's take that description. Let's go up there. Right, RIGHT. Here we go. We're going to take this, and then we're going to go. Well, I like to take, since I'm going to be using ChatGPT with this, I take the tab and bring it over. And we just go boom, and I think is it automatically bold? Oh, no, it isn't. Usually it is, but not this time it wasn't. And I could make that into two, I could, yeah. I like it. Okay. Publisher is required. That's me, my LLC. Author, that's ESOP. What's interesting is when I also put my own name because I at least make one or two little changes. Ari Ross. And it is public domain, and that is okay. Ari Ross. And then we go, it'll probably say, we have to set, okay, good. Oh, the cover art. Here we go. We go Tortoise and the Hare, and I say for In Audio. It makes it very easy. And there it is. Wow. Beautiful, beautiful. Now, narrators. Oh, we have it. Please click cancel to close this form. Okay, yeah, so that's all I need to do. Now, it is abridged. It's not the original, exactly, certainly not the original from Aesop from before Christ or whatever it was, 600 BC or whatever it is. Now the keywords, this takes some time. I'm going to push pause here. I'll do the first one. I'm going to take this, show you how I do it, and then I'm going to push pause so you don't have to watch me do all the keywords. Add. So we have that one there. All right, I'm going to click pause. Okay, I'm going to just go ahead and give you the last one. I went ahead and did all the others, had some dinner. All right, now my book hasn't gotten any awards, so they're the keywords, English, abridged. Now we get into it's fiction and age level. So I wish it could do like 3 to 8 or 4 to 8. I'm going to go 6 to 9 because I think it's important for people who are a little more. Oh, it says if you're not sure, select 18 plus. No. Now, the Bisacs. We go here. Now, I'm going to start. I don't know whether it makes a difference. There's a primary one. I am choosing there, and it there's that. Now, now I'm going to. Well, the nice thing about this is I don't have to go starting to type. I can just it'll know, and then it'll do that, and I can do 3 more. And occasionally, the ChatGPT one of those will not work. Like maybe they're outdated or something. I don't want to click save yet. Short stories. And I think that's the most. Can I do more? I guess you can do more, but I always do 4. Now the ISBN, which is the ISBN code, is your unique code, and I don't have to, these two things. I don't exactly know what ISBN. These can be if you don't put anything, it'll assign one for you. Now the dates I always like to set for the first date available, which is usually the next day. It's the 25th. So if I go to 25th, it'll say we cannot do it on this. We cannot do it in the past. Like it thinks that's the past. So I do it one more day. Whatever the date is, like it's 12:27, 12:28 right now, a.m. on the 25th, but it won't allow for the 25th. So you have to always go the next day, which is fine. They've been doing it within a day. I didn't used to, but I think maybe because I've been releasing so many, it's putting me in a priority. Excuse me, I burped. Position. The only one I have to look up, and I forgot to do that with ChatGPT, is ask, what is the original copyright date on the story, The Tortoise and the Hare? Question mark. It'll say 651 BC, da 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 da, 6th century BC. But then it'll come up with, there we go, a first, which was 1484. Wow. That's amazing how old that is. Wow. Just crazy. This would be like, people would maybe burn me at the stake if I were using something like this back then. Like in 1484, I wouldn't be very well if I had like a portable power pack running my computer, this desktop computer, or I brought a laptop back in time with me. That'd be easier. And then show them all this. Gosh. So science fiction-y. I'm not sure whether I've been normally using. It says usually they're LLC, so we'll use the LLC. Audio copyright year 2025. Audio copyright owner Ari Ross. Or should I use the LLC for this? LLC. Yeah, all right. Well, I've been using Ari Ross, I think. I don't know if it makes a difference, but I'm going to use Ari Ross. Huh. Should keep them the same. All right. Release date, prices. It'll say $4.15. It's been doing that for all my books. And I've been just following that. I once put like I think I looked it up. Some of these little stories, Aesop fables, and they're normally about $2.49 or even less, maybe less. But I tried putting $2.49, and then it came back and said the suggested pricing is $4.15. Do you? Because they'll make more money. So I've just been following it, just been doing exactly what they say. I don't know if it's going to stand me in good stead or be a problem, whether I should reduce those prices by half. They're short stories, but this one's over 12 minutes. This one's one of my longer ones. Usually they're a little under 10. The very first thing I did, first one I did actually do a launch pricing, like a lower price. But I've not been doing that. I've just been, and I think library is more because I guess more people use it or whatever. And now review and submit. Let's see what happens here. I think usually there's something I'm missing, like distribution options. And what I have to do is go confirm selections. Then I go decline for now without Audible. And then later I can take, I'm done. I think, did I do it? Oh, review and submit. There it is. Wow, that looks great. Beautiful. Oh. How do we... See, it doesn't show. Let me, if I reduce. No, that doesn't help. I think I just have to trust that that's the... Yep, that's it. All right, now I'm going to show you something. There is one, the ant and the grasshopper, that I have not set up for Audible yet, but I do have... I'm going to show you this as a bonus. Let's see how much time we have a little time left. So you can stop watching if all you wanted to see was me submitting that. Yeah, there we go. It has been. And now, when I first was doing this, it took like several days before I would hear back. And I think so far every one of them has been approved. I haven't had to, like, your audio on the introduction is too abrupt an ending, or there's too much music at the beginning. You're not supposed to have music, yada 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 yada. But you're not supposed to have music in part of, like when you do an introduction, like the Tortoise and the Hare by Aesop, narration by Hare. That whole thing. According to the rules on this, it says no music, but I put it very quietly underneath, and I have it fading in fairly quickly, and it's unobtrusive, and it's part of the whole package, and they haven't shot it down. Anyway, so that's good news. But usually it's like an hour or two later. Lately, they've been saying it's been approved. And it says now it's been sent to distributors. I got another email all in this, like the same day. And so probably by 3 a.m., even this late, I don't know if this late at night it'll go. But let me show you as a bonus. I have 6 minutes left. I'm going to go, okay, we're going to go ant and a grasshopper. We're going to go to distribution. And I am going to add Audible. Now, let me show you how let's see. Ant. How about Ari Ross? Again. I could go, yeah. Boy Who Cried Wolf. That'll get me into that area. Then I go Ari Ross. We go Ant and the Grasshopper. Oh. I thought, there it is. Whew. Now, I kept doing this, and there was a problem, but it says the guy support finally came back to me and said, copy the area before the question mark. And see the question mark there? So I just copy this, and that's what In Audio wants. Then I go add Audible distribution. Then we go, what would happen if Oh, good. Okay, that. Now I go agree, and then I say, no, I do not have an ACX account, which I don't. Then I add the link, and hopefully it will say, when I click confirm distributors, it should say, like in green, added, rather than the red one that says error did not, distribution options say. So if I hadn't copied before the question mark, but copied the whole thing, then that would, there's Cinderella. Let's see if we have any more images. Nah, unfortunately, it only shows the first image. But that's a good taste, for the mother who's buying that. They see this and they go, wow, let me look through and go, oh, wow, Cinderella. Yeah, this is nice. I like the O. I set that up with the software to start with a large letter like that, which is it looks very fairy tale-y. And then this image, yeah, as I say, that took a long time to finally, because sometimes they were too fat, they were too large. Other times they looked too good. They looked far more beautiful than Cinderella, or at least as beautiful, but with a nice finery and all that, drinking the tea. And she does have 2 teacups, but one of them might have crumpets in it. Anyway, whatever. But this looks very good. And they did the patch. I didn't ask for the patch. I did ask for her to be scrubbing the floor while her 3 sisters had tea and dressed in finery, nice clothing. And she's dressed in a poor woman's cleaning supply, a cleaning dress or cleaning outfit or whatever I said. And then I just went through so many that didn't work. And sometimes, there might be an extra brush coming off of here, or, all kinds of wild things were just wrong. And this is the one that was right. This is the one that was right. I don't know if I had to fix it with Photoshop at all. I don't remember. But I did clarify. I did up the contrast. Well, thank you for watching. I think that's got to be really close to 30 minutes. Yeah, about 28. And cheers. That's my story, and I'm sticking to it, or with it.